Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. Tonight I wanted to cover a topic that was brought up on one of my other videos. Somebody was asking specifically about when I started my YouTube channel, how I grew from basically zero subscribers and got to the point where I'm at now, which it's only actually been a few months. For those of you that have been following me, you realize that I've only actually had this channel since the end of December. Eventually became monetized, I'd say about halfway through February. And I realized that for some people, it takes years to be able to get to that point. And for me, I was able to do it in about a month and a half, maybe two, give or take. And Uh, First thing out the gate, I mean, several people were asking, how'd you get it moving so quickly? How did you get things jumped to where you did, the way you did? And uh, I wanted to just kind of touch base on some of this stuff and dispel some of the myth and rumors because I see a lot of people's stuff pop up on YouTube where people are promising massive amounts of YouTube growth, all sorts of stuff. You wouldn't believe some of the crap that comes across recommended to me that I'm sure many of you have seen as well. That looks like almost like a get rich quick scheme. Just follow my simple steps, and I promise you, I'll give you all the success in the world and everything. And I just figured I would just kind of cut to the chase and be honest about what really worked for me, what really didn't work, and what might work for you, what might actually help you, especially if you're somebody who's thinking of doing like I did and just starting a channel and starting to speak your mind and talk about topics that you want to talk about. So, one of the major things is just getting started. Simplify getting started. And you can record with just about anything these days. I mean, I've recorded from everything with a Panasonic camera to my phone occasionally outside when I'm out in the woods to I've used the webcam once or twice but didn't really like it that much, but I have a couple of different microphones that I use. Sometimes I can actually configure my phone's microphone to pick up pretty well outdoors, which I was pretty impressed by. And really, it's just getting started. You have to get out there, get started, and get consistent. And you have to start uploading videos on a regular basis. For me, I was doing about three to four a week, maybe five, just depending on whether or not I felt like I had enough topics to talk about. And I felt like I had kind of explored it and categorized it in my mind enough to be able to speak about it. But you have to just get used to getting in front of the camera, make it something that you just consistently do, and consistency is the big key. That's the thing that trips the YouTube algorithm in your favor of kind of getting you out there. And it took me a while. I mean, if I'm going to be completely transparent, I think I was about 30 videos out before anything really started to take off. Like I was growing and I was getting maybe, I think I got like to 300 subscribers. I think it was about 300. And then a couple of my videos actually kind of took off and they started getting covered by people. And uh, really garnering a lot of attention. And that was the other thing too. I mean, at first when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, look at all I'm getting all these comments, but there's plenty of people that are disagreeing. And boy, they do they want to rip me apart. They are not happy with what I'm saying. Which the other thing I got to say is once you start to get to a point where you do that, you have to accept the fact that you're going to get inundated with comments of people that do not agree with you and they don't care how vile or rude or whatever. And you just got to let all that go. You just got to be at the beginning right there, already at that place where you're like, I don't care because you're going to need that. You're going to need that to survive. And one of the other bigger factors that I would say is be genuine. Now, we'll talk about like the niche that you might choose here in a minute. And granted, I'm no YouTube expert. I'm just telling you what I did. So I'm by no means a YouTube expert. I'm still between, I think, 9 and 10,000 subscribers, even at this point right now. But as far as what I did, I just tried to be as brutally honest as I could. In fact, the video that I think the first one that took off was Marriage is a Scam, my own personal horror story. And when I released that one, it really hit a nerve with a lot of people. And one of the major reasons that I did, a lot of people didn't even understand, was that I was simply trying to warn everybody. This was something that had happened to me years ago. And over the course of time, I had learned by getting the proverbial, bitten by the snake, learning what that venom is like, learning what that's like to understand that our legal system basically incentivizes people to break up marriages. It just incentivizes that, and that it screws you over, and they don't care if the spouse who's receiving the alimony commits perjury. They don't care. And even when the attorneys explained that to me, the one that I had that I was working with at the time, and other attorneys that I've spoken to since then, all have confirmed the same story. They're absolutely like, whatever you do, don't go off and get married. Don't get yourself tangled up in something like that, because you're getting yourself into a legal contract that involves the state where the other person is incentivized to break the contract. And that particular video resonated with a lot of people because a lot of other people were having these experiences as well, but also because it was just brutally honest. And the best thing you can be when you get onto a platform like this, if you're going to do anything similar to what I'm doing, you just have to be brutally honest. Try to be as transparent as you possibly can. Try and tell the truth, like even like I'm doing here. This is literally how I did it. It's not really a magic formula that you can do. It is just literally trying to be as honest and truthful as you can, trying to be consistent, and trying to talk about topics that appeal to people. And I guess one of my final points about this would be it just really depends on what niche you pick. I mean, if you pick something that's really, really not something that tends to get a lot of views, or it's just not something that's talked about a lot. And I'm not saying that you should base it off of that, but if you want to have something that's going to get talked about, you're going to kind of have to step into the crosshairs a little. You're just going to have to. And that's completely okay. That's completely okay. If you've prepared yourself mentally to do that. I think for me, I was at the point where I just didn't care. I was just going to say what I felt, express to the world, hey, here's how I feel about all this. Here's what I've noticed. Here's what I've observed. Is anybody else out there noticing it as well? Do you want to talk about it? Let's bring it up and let's bring this out into the open. And that's literally what I did. So that was a huge help. Now, I've had a bunch of people also asking me in comments on some of the other videos, what is monetized being like? What is it like being monetized? What type of income can you expect? Really, really depends. I mean, the income I get off of YouTube is, I would say, like a part-time income. And so you better love what you're doing, because you're not going to get paid enough, especially at the beginning, to make anything. And so you better be on this journey to love what you're doing. You just really better choose something that you like talking about and get yourself sort of in this habit of doing that, and not really. I'm not saying that the money can't be rewarding. There are guys that I know of that have come out and told of pretty big numbers that they're making. But I mean, you have to understand, some of these people have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, so they have quite a reach. And you're not getting paid by the subscriber. You're simply getting paid for the AdSense, and really how many views you're getting, and what type of retention you're getting, and what type of ads are running on it. And that's really everything. And I mean, for me, I mean, I've just sink the money back into all sorts of different things that I'm doing with the channel, because I mean, it's not exactly something I can run around paying a whole lot of bills with or anything at the moment, and nor am I really worried about it. I'm expecting at some point it might get to that point, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy the interaction that I'm getting with everybody, and I feel like we're, getting a lot of things out there. Just said all the things that you feel like you're questioning and you're wondering about out there. I feel like we're getting a chance to kind of get that said and out in the open, even if some people consider it negative. In my personal opinion, you can't begin to appreciate the positive and address the positive until you've identified where the negative stuff is. So I think that's pretty much it as far as my uh, journey of getting started. It's only been since the very end of December, and where are we at now? I mean, we're looking at about 3.5 months. So from 0 subscribers to coming up on about 9,000. I'm expecting 10,000 probably sometime within the next month. And, you know, just steady, slow growth, which is what it takes. And occasionally you'll have videos that take off. I'm not really sure why certain ones resonate more. There are ones that I put up that I think, oh, yeah, this will probably resonate with a lot of people. There'll probably be a lot of people talking about this. And a handful of them seem to do it, and then another one that I'm like, well, I think I've covered this before, and then it just takes off like a shot. Next thing I know, there's like 5 and then 10,000 views on it. And I'm like, good night. Okay, so for those of you that are interested in doing YouTube, that's about as honest as I can be. And I'm sure other people can give you a more honest assessment, but you just have to realize you're going to be making videos 20, 30 videos in before you get to a point to where you really do. But if you stick with it, you'll get there. You just will. So if this is something you're looking to do, it just takes consistency, and it takes learning how to feel as natural as you possibly can in front of the camera. Not saying that I do, but I'm slowly getting there, I guess. So if that's something you're looking into, I hope I've answered at least some of the questions that I've seen popping up. And maybe we'll cover another video about this another time when I'm further down the road. But in the meantime, that's pretty much it for tonight. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. And I will talk to everybody again soon.